Hello. So, in previous streams, I have had some issues um, with the heater faulting out. Now, here's a quirky thing about the Duet 3. When you use external or remote boards like a 3HC or tool boards or anything else they may come up with in the future, as of right now, none of those boards will work for heater tuning. So I'm going to have to create a heater tuning jig, loop, whatever, to make that happen. So in order to do that, first I have a heater board, but I built it wrong. This is before I really knew how I wanted to do the boards. This is, I think, maybe even the very first one I put together. Since then, I've decided to take and modify how the X6, I guess you could call it middle of the 3 4-pin connectors. Change that to a 2-pin connector, and I know that might sound crazy, but the 2-pin connector is more heavy duty, handles higher current, and I wanted to use it so that you could use 2 pins or basically 2 wires on the ribbon cable. Double the current, double the fun, right? So to do that, what I did is I took the X6 connector and then I drilled the tool board to bridge the outer and middle pins to each other, creating a 2-pin connector. And this is something I believe that will actually show up in the next revision of the tool board, if there is a next revision. Been talking to Luke's laboratory. Luke, he's the one who created the demo boards and got them made, and actually got them made, designed, fabricated, and delivered to me before I started my electronics build. Go Luke. I don't know how many people are really using tool boards. Me, Luke, and then I think he sold some to a few other people. And then recently, I discovered there's somebody who actually, believe it or not, wants to copy my wiring. Who would have ever thought? So, would be handy for the next revision if there's a revision 2 to come out. Now, I should say the first revision did have some high current connectors on it, but the board was too long, and it was actually not part of the ribbon cable, so it didn't really work for me. While that's going, why don't we heat up the bed? Shouldn't take me long to patch this board. See some left springs. Do not know if anybody's watching right now. Let's see. Most likely not, so I'm probably talking to myself. I do this all the time. I swap out the end and forget to switch. Forget to look at the soldering iron before I turn it on. Except for this time, I thought I turned it on, but didn't. So huzzah! If you ever need to remove these connectors, by far the easiest way is to pop off the plastic, then heat up the solder, grab a hold of the pin once the solder melts, the pair of pliers, pull it out, and then if you want, you can even bother to desolder it if you want, so you can put on a different connector. I don't really need to. I'm just going to play here for a second and see if I can get it clear. But it looks like let's try something. That's the way to do it. Come up from the bottom, hit the pad, opposite side, boom, perfectly clear hole. Oh, that is just pretty. So easy. Why didn't I think of that before? Don't know if this will pop up on the camera very well. You can kind of see that you can see through those holes now. Sort of. Taking over part, you can. Right, turn that off for now. So I kind of want to try a new toy. Maybe more trouble than it's worth, but let's see if we can hook it up. What you see before you is a German drill press. Then I have this nice little XY slide. Hey, I hear a hobbit.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, wow, you're loud today. 1 second.
Hold on. I just switched computers. I
There you
don't know
go.
what I can do in my volume.
You can change your input volume, but it doesn't matter. I can change your volume on my side, so it's fine.
Okay.
So H2B inspired me.
Oh yeah? What
Yeah,
are you doing?
I have, I'm going to drill some holes on a dumb board, and I thought, why not try to give this a try? So he inspired me. I don't know if you're watching the video or not, but I got this nice little XY.
I see your cross-slide table.
Yeah, I just need to bolt it somehow to the,
Well, there are slots down at the bottom. Should be able to.
yeah, I'm just trying to see, how is this supposed to work? I don't think it came with bolts to bolt it to anything. I think these bolts are supposed to be for holding your workpiece. Yeah, that's what these are intended for. So I'll have to come up with something in a minute. But so the duet, it how is this supposed to work? You cannot do a heater tune. I think I put this in chat, but you can't do a heater tune from a remote board or one. It has to be from the 6H. What's that?
Yeah. It doesn't happen from an extension board.
Exactly. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do here is make up another tool board, which I already mostly have one made up anyway. And then with that tool board, I should be able to make a, I don't know, testing tool board, so I can just plug that into the 6HC without having to trying to reroute cables and all that fun stuff.
Oh, okay. You're gonna move over to move you over to the extension board.
Yeah, basically I'll just take the ribbon cable, plug it into the dumb board, and then I'll make a couple extra little cables to go from the dumb board to the 6HC, and then I'll be able to do that whenever I need to update a tool heater. It'll just be super easy. I just have to plug in the cable.
Okay. So you're just gonna move the heater.
What's that?
You're just gonna move the heater.
Yeah, well, the heater and the thermal, the PT1000.
Yeah.
So, but I can't resist playing with a new toy, so I'll have to see if I can hook this up really quick. Hey, that looks familiar.
Oh, yeah.
I cut it into 2 parts to make it easier to print.
Really?
I'm using a .8 nozzle right now, and I can't get bridging to work for shit.
Huh.
But yeah, I got this whole thing printed in about less than 2 hours.
Nice.
Those .8s really squeeze the plastic out.
You know, it might actually make it a little easier to run all the words. I don't have them today. How to run all the wires through, since it's in 2 pieces. You don't have to try to feed it through, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I can just take the top part off and run them and then sandwich it down between the 2.
Might be convenient.
Yeah, and it was super easy to print because you can see it's just both of them are flat, no supports needed at all.
Very nice.
I think the top section of the 3HC is a 16-minute print.
Yeah, I promised you that I would put all the files up or pictures up. I have not had time to do that, but I really should make some time here soon.
No worries, I'm waiting to even put my top carriage together until I get those LDO rails from Philistruder on Wednesday.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Don't think I have any hardware above an M5. Just not something I typically have a need for. I really don't feel like cutting an M8 rod right now to make a bolt.
Do you have the live stream going?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I want to make up a dumb board, but I got a new toy that I wanted to try. But the problem is, I don't think I have a way to bolt it to the other piece of the machine here.
So, Eric, where did you get your bed from?
Whatever was in the bomb at the time, which was 713, I think it was.
713 maker.
I think that's the one. It already had the magnets in it.
That would be 7. Well, they're both offering them like that, but 713 I think was the first one.
Okay, well, one of them back when I bought it. First off, I didn't even know the other one existed, so I didn't have the opportunity to even try to choose that one if I had wanted to. But
They're also 4+ weeks out on delivery at this point. I had one ordered before they went out of stock on their online store, but then my order wasn't shipping, and it wasn't shipping, and it wasn't shipping, and I finally contacted them, and a couple days later they're like, sorry. I'm like, well, ship me the rest of the stuff. I need the Delrin. I ended up just getting a Mic 6 tool plate. I'm going to try to CNC my own one, but tempted to leave a bunch of extra tabs all over the place for adding stuff later on.
you know, it might not be a bad idea.
I mean, it doesn't really seem like they would interfere with anything. I don't know if I just cut the holes into it and that's it, leave it like that.
My biggest complaint with the bed as it is that there is no provisions for what am I trying to say? There's no provisions for strain relief on the wires. The big oversight, in my opinion. I believe that's something that will be improved in a future revision, but does not help me at the moment. Man, I really think that. What's that?
My Ender 5, I was printing the new support, those, well, anyway, 10-hour print, and it literally just popped the Bowden tube out of the end of the extruder on me, like 3 layers from the top, and I didn't notice it, so I just lost 10 hours of printing on that.
Sucks.
No.
I know. Oh, man. I want to go throw that thing through a window right now.
Well, I mean, I find it unusual that a Bowden tube catches like that. Doesn't normally happen. What do you have any clips or anything in the Bowden tube to keep them from loosening up?
Wow, it popped the threaded insert right out of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, here's a fun shot of it.
Okay. Well, I don't have what I need to make that work, and I don't feel like fabricating anything to make it work. It'll take me an hour to do that when I can just drill the holes by hand. So that's what I'm going to do. Drilled all the other holes by hand. They might not be pretty, but they worked.
There you go.
I just thought it'd be fun to give that a shot since he came in today. So.
Raspberry Pi case.
That's a pretty pie case.
And you can see those 3, whatever coupling plates or whatever they're called. You can see the missing 3 layers on top.
Sounds like one of those laughs that could have turned into a cry by the end of it.
So that is the amount of clearance for the E3D motor with the standard feet.
Oh yeah.
Purposes mirrored like that.
I have, I got these in too. My new Core XY steppers.
So I added 15, or I added 12 millimeters to that. I bumped mine up to 60. It's like I made feet, and I already made feet and gave some files to Josh. So I don't know if he wants to do anything with them or not. No. Thank you very much. The thing you do when you forget to eat, then it's 10 o'clock.
I'm sorry, what's that?
Domino's delivers.
$10?
Well, I mean, it's 11 o'clock now, but it was 10 o'clock when I realized that I hadn't eaten.
Ah. Fair enough.
Also means I'll have pizza for tomorrow. do you think they're going to get barbecues you can make them? Because you're not. So you already cut that one down?
Yeah, I've cut all of my dumb boards down. I just haven't drilled all the holes. One of these days, I'm like, there's this like $200 mill. That's not obviously going to do a whole lot, but stuff like this would be fun to kind of figure out how to use it for. Cutting them all down and drilling all the holes in the proper locations.
Yeah. Get it.
I could have made the lock plates before somebody stole my idea.
Well, you don't need a mill. Just get the just go ahead and put a spindle on your Jubilee.
Oh, sure.
What are you going to be cutting?
Plastic lock plates. No, I thought it would be, actually that was kind of the only real reason I could think of to really want to try to do that to the Jubilee, was to cut stuff like lock plates.
Put my direct drive extruder on this under 3.
Well,
There we go. One dumb board ready for business. Oh, kind of nice on this one. Tell you what, this Jubilee dialed in is certainly taking a lot of patience.
yeah.
More so than any other printer I've worked on, for sure.
Yeah. I've got a Creality. I've got the Ender 5 here with and apparently the silent linear.
Apparently what?
The Creality silent board doesn't do linear advance.
Are you running stock firmware?
Well, it's the Ender 5 Pro, and I'm running the TH3, the TH3D Studio
Firmware.
firmware.
Huh.
Only because I haven't used my own yet. So I am planning on. I was considering swapping the board out for an E3D Mini, or sorry, SKR Mini E3.
I guess I'll just stick another volcano in this E3D or on this Ender 3.
This is buffalo wings. You won't like it. Yes, I know it's chicken. You still won't like it.
But, chicken.
Yeah. Is he awake again?
That wasn't Zach.
That's mine.
Yeah, he didn't really get to sleep until about 3:30 last night.
Wow.
It was rough. Yes. A very rough night indeed. I think what I had figured out was he was having stomach cramps. And we gave him some stuff for it, and eventually he calmed down, but
But he was not a happy camper in the meantime.
right. He kept what the heck did I use for wires? Yeah, it was rough. Like I said, I mean, pretty much. I mean, eventually he calmed down, but and he was just kind of chilling. But I mean, like staying up because he just didn't want to sleep, and then he actually woke up before 8.
Wow.
And had a rough morning, but eventually I went, like, it was so rough because I've been trying to stay away in the mornings, you know, so he's not like, hey, where's dad, you know, type of thing, because technically I'm supposed to be working, right?
Right.
But he was crying so much I just couldn't stay away, so I ended up going up and taking care of him, or helping to take care of him, I should say. I went out and got some stuff for gas and some prune juice and all that good stuff, and you know, then I made him run around a bunch to try to, you know, work.
Wear them out.
Well, wear them out, but also like I've noticed like in the morning, you know, I don't go until I've been moving around, and then it's like, okay, now I gotta go, right?
Yeah. Good. Just give them a cup of coffee.
Well, anyway, so I just ran around with him to try to, you know, work it out, and eventually tuckered him out, and he slept from like something like noon to about 5. And then we're like, okay, well, we got to get him up, or else he's not going to go back to bed. You know. But and then, you know, he went a couple times today. Nice big.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So.
Do not have that. Seriously.
He was much happier after that. He was all sorts of goofy, like usual, you know, back to his old self. So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, just needed to get it out. Yeah, so I got all sorts of goodies today. I've got the that liquid stuff that you were telling me about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got some switches from DigiKey. I got the stepper motors for the XY axis. Only problem is I don't know where I set the bag. It has all the connectors for Luke's stuff. Right now I need the pins so I can make this stupid cable that I need to make. Oh, here's the wire I was looking for.
You cannot have this. You cannot have this. I know you want it.
I'm getting to that point where I just need to stop working on stuff and clean, organize, and then get back into it. Come on. This is frustrating. Hey, wait a minute. I think they have some of these connectors in the Duet kit as well. I should be able to find them in there. I grabbed a couple extra Duet connector kits. Or I'm crazy. Huh. It appears that the Duet connector kits do not come with the large heater connectors. They have all the regular size, smaller connectors and pins. Well, that's a bit frustrating. I don't know, maybe they only added those connectors in the latest revision of the Duet boards, and they haven't added it to the generic Duet connector kits.
And the new feed just
Aha, found it. Finally. The box I threw all the Duet connectors in.
probably even labeled that says box that all the Duet stuff are in.
Yeah, I am definitely past due for another reorganization day.
New feed. Almost looks like I planned the color change.
What is that file you just dropped in there?
That was kind of weird. That shouldn't be a pile. Never mind. Or that shouldn't be a file.
I take it that should have been a picture.
Yeah.
It's like I did not recognize that file extension.
I have no idea what that file extension is. Weird.
So, did you order a NeoPixel ring yet?
Did I order a NeoPixel ring? No. Do I have NeoPixel rings? Yes. I probably have about 15 of them, 15 or 20,
Really?
in different sizes. Jewels all the way up to the big ring. It's like 6, 12, 16.
I'm sure other sizes would work. The size I used for this was a 16. Seems to be.
That's actually a good size. I'll tell you, the lighting on that second picture is really good.
Yeah, I was really happy with it for sure.
And it's very, very clear on that image.
Yeah, once I had that, like, it just took off without a hitch.
So how's everybody else doing tonight?
Good.
Yeah, I'm good. How about yourself?
It's a day. Hey, you.
I got in a new compressor. It was supposed to be 60 decibels, and I have an airbrush compressor that's 55 decibels, so I downloaded a phone app, and the phone app said that the airbrush compressor was exactly 55 decibels. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, just to kind of as a benchmark, seemed to be spot on. Turn on the other compressor, it was supposed to be 60 decibels. It was really loud, and then when I looked at the decibel reading, it said 83 decibels.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, so it's like, then I rewatched the video of the compressor, and the compressor they had was definitely, it sounded completely different. I think there's a broken seal or something inside one of the cylinders. So I emailed the company and they called me back, except it came back as a restricted number, so I didn't answer the phone. And anyway, they left me a message, and so it sounds like they're quite ready to help me out in any way necessary. So that was cool.
Oh, good, good.
Does the heater wires matter polarity? I don't think so, right?
No,
Yeah, okay.
not on a hot end.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to do a reality check before I plug these in without caring about which way I was plugging them in.
Yep.
Shouldn't make the heater cartridge act any different, I wouldn't imagine, for the tuning, would it? Okay.
No.
I didn't think so.
There you go. New feet.
Huzzah!
I just happened to walk out to the office, or the workshop office work, right as it was finishing up and presenting the print. So. All right. You know what? I can see at this point that I'm not going to get anything done. You are seeking attention, and I'll work with that.
I should put something on the bottom of this board so that I don't accidentally set it on something conductive.
You could just zip tie it to the frame there. There's plenty of room.
Well, I just want to put some tape over the solder joint so I don't accidentally short circuit this when I plug it into the Duet.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
I don't know where my electrical tape went.
You always paint it with liquid electric tape.
I don't want to go that far. I don't know how hard it is to remove. If I ever wanted to remove it for some reason. A few layers of masking tape and it should protect it enough for now. I'll do some sort of little 3D printed test box or something so I can make it an official testing apparatus at some point.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to make a wire for the PT1000.
You'll grab some M5 by 10.
While you're at it, can you grab me some M8s?
Pete.
Hello.
Hobbit picture she's supposed to her feet.
I don't know if he heard you.
With that, I'm sorry I stepped away from.
Yeah, I figured. I was asking if those are feet.
The pictures, yeah.
2 different filaments.
Yeah, it's what happens when you run out halfway through.
Got it.
Although I could just claim that it's artistic.
It's very snazzy. So did you have a filament run out, or did you just pay attention?
Yep, I've got a filament run out detector on it.
Nice. I still need to add my filament runouts on the Jubilee at some point. It's far more work than I feel like doing just to run a auto tune. Oh well. Once I have it done, I'll have it done.
Yep.
You want to know something terrible? Or terribly
Something
annoying
terrible.
for me?
What's that?
Or at least terribly annoying for me. When I went to grab the regular Duet 3 connectors, I have them in a little tub because I've been making so many connectors. I had a little baggie of the big connectors in there, or big pins, so I didn't need to go searching all over hell in creation. They were sitting right next to me the entire time.
Yeah, well, that's useful.
It's one of those things, right? So
So Josh said the feet in the bomb are 48 millimeters long.
48 inches.
That puts 48 millimeters. That puts 12 millimeters between the bottom of the motor and the bottom of the foot. And this is like, really, it's not much room for a heat sink, but adding 10 seems. And it's like, okay, but what you're saying, yeah, it's.
48-inch feet might not be a bad idea. You could put all the filament in underneath the feet, run it up, and just have it right off the floor.
You're not wrong.
Put some wheels on it for just because you can.
Mounted on a heavy stand, yeah.
Then you can make the whole underside a dry box.
So yeah, with the E3D steppers and that 7 millimeter spacer block that I have to put in there. If you decided to go with the Super Whopper motors for the Z, probably overkill.
I'm joining this conversation late.
Hey, Josh.
Hello.
There really hasn't been that much conversation, so you're fine.
Oh, okay.
I was talking about feet.
Oh, feet. Were you talking about feet, or were you talking about feet?
Well, feet.
So he said 48.
With
He said 48-inch feet, and then it kind of led to a. Actually, that might not be a. See, then it's just a proper stand, and then you can put like a filament dry box underneath it that can feed the Jubilee.
Oh my God, 48 inches.
Well, it's 4 foot. That'd put it at a nice height to stand at and, grab prints out of.
Might as well cut a hole out of your table.
Yeah. So did you see the picture I sent?
I'm scrolling.
Okay, it's in the
Oh, it's 2 colors.
well, it's 2 colors because I ran out of silver. But I'm going to claim that it's artistic choice, and I went ahead and did a color swap.
I think it looks nice. It looks like a multi-material where the bottom is squishy.
It would be great if it were, except the white is the part that goes, or the ivory, which, by the way, this color ivory matches plate.
Matches the what?
The ivory color of a wall plate, of a plastic wall plate. I did a color match to that. So, you know the electrical wall plates.
Mm-hmm.
So you get when you get ivory.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So the step files that I posted in the are for the feet that got printed. I can drop the M5 by 10 bolts in, shake them a little bit, and or they come right on in. So
Yeah, I
no
just
yeah.
Well, I just made a little bit more space in the CAD model this afternoon. Well, I haven't pushed it up yet though.
Okay, well you could take a look at the step files. I mean, I tried to set the step file.
Hang on, it looks like you're cutting out. I feel like I'm missing chunks of your conversation.
Is it just me? Is it just Josh, or is it everybody?
I think I hear you fine.
Oh, it might just be for me then. Okay. Never mind. But you said you posted a step file somewhere, and I missed where it was.
The step files are in the live stream chat.
Ah, okay.
If you go back to, well, I tagged you yesterday at 11:54 a.m.
Okay, I see it. Yes, and I replied, and then I forgot.
Okay.
Sorry, I've been busy.
I was heads down all day and doing quarterly reports, so.
Yeah.
But the amount of clearance on those, I'm literally dropping the bolts in, giving them a bake, and line up, or dropping the screws in.
Okay. Okay, then I will. I'll take a look and see how much bigger you made them, because I think I was set for like the close size, which is 5.3, and then I spaced it out to normal, which is 5.5, I think.
Oh yeah, no, anything like this should be loose.
Yeah, so my hope was that it would be pretty loose, but I'll check your files first, and then the counter board's bigger too.
Yeah, I bumped the counter board. It's not a standard.
Okay. Yeah, long term, it would be cool to put like rubber feet on the bottom, and I was kind of one thing I was kind of waiting on was like, how do I want to do rubber feet? But I haven't figured it out yet.
Here's a good way to do rubber feet. You just put an M4 hole in it, an M4 tap drill hole, where the either move the second hole so it's not at the corner, and then put an M4 tap hole at the corner point where the frames come together, and you can put a rubber foot that screws right into that tap hole.
Oh, those kinds of rubber feet. Okay, I was thinking like a rubber foot that was shaped in the same way as the total foot.
Oh, you could do that too if you wanted to.
Yeah.
If you take a foot, put a rubber foot on it.
Yeah, I was thinking some sort of like multi-material, your first multi-material print.
Oh, you could do that. Then you have to try to turn the thing over while you change the feet.
Yeah.
That's
that would be annoying.
It's a chicken and an egg situation.
Yeah,
it's like
we just need a
print.
Yeah, I mean that one, at least taking that piece off and replacing it isn't too terrible.
No. Mischief, get down.
Okay. Yes, bigger feet or longer feet can totally happen. The other reason I was hesitant a little bit was because I'm not committed to this motor. It would be nice to get something that has a connector on it,
Yeah.
maybe from LDO as well. And at that point, I think Phyllis Struder actually gets a break from LDO in particular, so they could bundle it up into a one LDO package.
Okay. Well, so the motors that I'm using are the E3D E3D high torque.
Mm-hmm.
They're still a 0.9, but they have a 25 millimeter. And with that shaft, I had to put that.
With the shaft, you had to put the what?
I had to put with that 25 millimeter shaft. I worked out that I needed a 7 millimeter spacer.
Okay.
So.
Wow, are they really that different? I thought the Stepper Online ones were 24 millimeters.
Well, they're not really. They're the CAD model you have is 20. The other thing is that you've got them in the CAD model. You've got the lead screw and the motor shaft up against each other.
Right, and I could space them off.
Well, they need to be. They need to, with the coupler that you've got, or the coupler design, they need to have a centimeter between them.
It's quite a bit. Okay.
Well, you've got a between 7 and 9 millimeter thick polymer spider in there, and for it to work, it can't be except by the wings.
Mm-hmm.
So, for it to work, for it to do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah. Okay.
So I left the model with the thrust cage model that I've got. I left a centimeter spacing between the Z lead screw and the motor shaft, top motor shaft,
mm-hmm.
with a 25 millimeter motor shaft,
mm-hmm.
which is why the 7 millimeter spacer needed to go where it was.
Got it. Okay,
so
it really is being pushed down quite a bit.
Yeah, you only need to, and the thing is, you can only put about 8 millimeters of shaft into the coupling, the ones that you called out,
mm-hmm.
because that's all there is to grab onto, because of the way the coupler is made. So.
Okay. In which case, I'll probably have to see if there's a better way to do the whole setup and see if we can pull a lot of your stuff in.
Okay.
Into like a newer version.
So, I mean, let me finish getting it together and making sure that it works, but it looks like it's going to.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, feel free to test it.
Yeah. And I got to figure out what I've done with what I've done on GitHub, because it says I've used too much space now. I've exceeded my bandwidth limits or something like that. So.
Interesting. Are you using? Well, what version did you pull from 2.02 or from a previous version?
I don't know. I got to go back and look.
Okay. If you pulled from a previous version.
I forked the entire repository, I think.
Okay. At one point, I was using Git LFS, which is large file storage. That imposes a bandwidth limit, but I got rid of it in the latest version. I got rid of the file that was versioned under LFS.
Okay.
So that could be what's chewing away at your bandwidth. If you forked basically one version behind.
Yeah, I probably did.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, and that was something I didn't know about either. I didn't realize that like pushes were costing bandwidth. Yeah. So the more we all know.
Yeah. I mean, what I'll do is I'll pull out all the files, separate it off, and kill the repository and fork it again.
You could do that. I mean, if you also.
That's pretty hardcore, but it works.
Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, you could also just try a git pull. If your stuff is reasonably separated out, it should just integrate it correctly.
Okay. So, yeah, these feet just finished printing a little while ago.
Cool.
And they came out looking really nice, even with the I haven't got Linear Advanced set up on that printer yet, but it still looks like it came out pretty well.
Is this on a Ender 3?
It's the Ender 3 Pro that I put together last weekend.
Nice. Wait, so how are you getting linear? Are you updating the firmware?
I replaced the board with a Mini E3 V2 1.2, and then I'm using so that's got a 32-bit board in it, 512K.
That'd do it. Okay, I was curious.
Yeah, so the Mini E3 is a and it comes stock with Marlin 2.0, some flavor of that.
Mm-hmm.
But this is my second Ender 3 Pro, and that was so I just last week I was having trouble with firmware. Steve helped me out with the Git side, and
cool.
once he did that, it's like, oh, and so I had all the right files, put it together, and I compiled it, and it worked. So I had that base firmware. So when the new one came, it has the same board in it. I upgraded it to the same board, so I just used the same.
Cool.
Make adjustments because the one machine's got a micro Swiss hot end and this one's is a stock hot end. So, yeah, it's still, even with some very basic, it gets pretty pretty decent prints.
Cool.
I haven't done really much of anything except put it together and then swap out that board. I did add a BL touch to it, so. You know what? I don't have time to futz with bed leveling every time, and I have enough interactions with things.
Yeah, there are a bunch of students right now who all have Ender 3 Pros, and some of them are, it's great. Some of them have like issues where they can't print in part of their bed, and I'm like, oh darn, this is something that mesh bed leveling would very quickly fix.
Well, you can do. I mean, there is manual bed leveling where it'll walk you through the leveling process
Right.
from the control screen.
Yeah, but this is after they've done that part properly, and there's just like a sag in bed.
Yeah, there are that's unfortunate. Sometimes the beds are like that. If you have there is a warranty tolerance for the bed flatness.
That's cool.
So if your bed is really badly warped, you can, or the students can, one of the options they can do is, if they're really having trouble with that, they can lay a straight edge across the bed and corner to corner and get a couple of pictures and send it off for a warranty service. And Creality will send you a bed. Another option is to, for about $15, is you drop a glass bed on it. Let me see if I can find the link that I use. And these are about $15, and it's a borosilicate glass with textured coating, which gives you pretty good adhesion.
Cool.
And like I said, they're not particularly expensive, so. Oh, look. The filament that I ordered that was going to be here on Friday, just got moved to May 5th.
Oh.
May 5th is just.
Yeah.
May 5th is just a placeholder right now for Amazon.
Oh, May 5th is a placeholder? Okay.
Have you tried Inland?
That's okay. I just ordered another 8 rolls of film.
Okay.
Let's see if I can share this. How do I share this?
If you're doing it for face shield making, Protopasta has a color for that. It's like it's no color.
It's So it's $25 a spool. Now
Yeah.
somebody wanted me to print, and he said, it's going to need about a kilogram and a half, kilogram and two of filament for what he's asking for.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, okay, so get 2 spools for what I'm doing, and then get 3 more. And I went, okay. It's like, that works.
Yeah.
And it's a friend of mine. He wants, he plays Star Trek Ascension. It's a board game, and he was looking
Okay.
for the set of inserts for the box organizer.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, there's no real rush for it because I don't have. It's like, okay.
How is the inland filament?
I use
couldn't
them all
tell
the
you,
time.
but what I've been told. Okay, great.
I haven't done a lot of inland Pat G, but their PLA is great. Easy to work with.
Isn't Steve the one who said that Inland is secretly Polymaker?
I have no idea.
That's a Micro Center brand, right?
I don't know that answer for sure, but I know they sell a whole lot of it at Micro Center, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I can go to a local Micro Center and get a kilogram PLA for about 17, 18 bucks.
Yeah, I use their PLA pretty much mostly exclusively, unless I'm trying to do something fancy.
I love this. Somebody gave a 1-star review for something. Didn't actually put any comments down. And then the 4-star review says, it didn't work until I cleaned it with alcohol. So that I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, I'm still trying to figure out how to get share. Where's the share? Doggone it. So Amazon for your phone doesn't let me grab the link. But it's a $15 glass bed.
Okay, no rush. I was just curious, and I think the person who had this problem was looking at glass too. So I'm sure if they still have problems and report back, I can pick your brain again.
So, but besides that, how's everything else going?
Oh, me?
That's more of a general thing. To everybody.
Oh, hey, Eric, how's your multicolor adventures going?
Well, I'm working on setting up a temporary heater that I can plug in and auto-tune. Because
there you go.
Thanks.
What the heck? So did you look at the entry that I had put in the wiki?
Yes, thank you for doing that. I made a couple notes just to be explicit that it was for a Duet remote toolboard setup. basically, I think it was a little bit vague as to like what it meant to be a remote board. I just threw in some extra words that said duet 2 and duet 3, but it looked great. Thanks for doing that.
Yep. Yeah, so that's actually what I'm trying to do right now is get it set up. I haven't actually, I wrote that before I actually did it, but yeah, I'm working on the auto tune right now, or getting it set up for an auto tune, and then I'm going to try it out. There we go. I think I finally set it up properly now. But yeah, once I get the auto tune going, I'm gonna try to. I'll get those numbers in, and then I'll try another multicolor print. I've
Yeah,
done
that'd be sweet.
I've done a nice little 6-minute video for TAMV, but I wanted to include like some pictures of a print in the video after you've calibrated it, and I haven't been able to print anything yet. So that's the only reason I haven't uploaded it to YouTube. Which I was hoping to have done tonight, but at my pace right now, I don't think I'm going to have that done.
No worries. It's all, I mean, I suppose it's all just for fun, but at the end of the day.
I know. I just, I guess I'm just itching to get it done because I've shot it all. All I need to do is have evidence that it works. That's all I want to do.
That's fair. Oh, did you change out the motors?
I have not yet. There's still. I was trying to get this heater stuff done first.
No worries. I was just curious, see what you thought about them.
They are sitting right next to me, and if there was two of me, one of me would be working on that right now.
Well, on my end, corner plates are being made. I'll probably get a set on Wednesday, and I don't see any problems. I don't see any reason why. Let's just say odds are low that there will be a mistake because I have made a run of these before and there was a mistake and then I fixed the mistake. So just say they'll probably not have any mistakes, and then I'm sure he will make a bunch and they'll probably be ready for everyone in like 2 weeks.
Good.
So sorry that took a while.
There we go.
Yeah?
Auto tuning. Huzzah.
Nice.
Yeah, I had a tool board a dumb board that I had mostly made up, but it was the prototype, and so I had to convert it and make the wiring harness to connect into the 6HC, and then there was a lot more to creating a new heater than I remembered. Several lines of, it's kind of sprinkled about in the configuration file. It's one of those things that I've been kind of contemplating about rearranging the way it's laid out to try to make that stuff simpler.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Did you ever look at the
pull request? I haven't looked at it yet, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Or well, I looked at it. I know it's there. I've been doing this wiring diagram. I have been busy, but I will have time to look at it this week, later in the week.
No rush. I was just curious. That's all.
And I do have a machine now that can actually work with the Duet 3, so that will be, I would actually be able to really test it for real life.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I feel like I said, that was kind of a beta. It'll get people going. I'd like to somehow add in some more genericness to it somehow. Like, basically add in, like if you're doing a tool boards versus 3HC boards, for example, like having maybe some example code in there so that you can go either way. Maybe a few example heaters of the most common stuff, like a PT100, PT1000, thermal resistor. Just a few generic things so people don't have to search all over the internet to try to figure out how to get their particular setup to work. But yeah, if you look at it, maybe at some point, if whoever gets to that first. Just forewarn you, I did change the way it looks a bit as far as how
That's okay.
how it's organized. I don't know, Brian I think liked it. He saw it. So.
Yeah, it made sense. And clearly documented. Comments are a good thing.
So one of the most frustrating parts about working from home is knowing that the Jubilee is about 15 feet away and I could be doing so much stuff.
Well, I have basically put mine to work making face shields, so it's like, oh, I should take it apart and do things with it. But actually, it's probably good for other people or like I feel like I'm being a little bit helpful for other people if I keep it just running, doing something else, and I'm forced to not play with it.
It's if I have a printer that's idle, except like the CR10, I'm making about half the number of face shields that I should be on it, or I could be on it, because about half of them fail. And they always fail like after I've walked away from it.
Oh, the worst.
Yeah, it's like, good. First layer goes down. First layer is looking great. Second layer is looking pretty good. Okay, I can the hour to print it. And then I hear scraping in the other room, and it's shoving it around the bed.
Is it a peel up problem, or it just doesn't stick?
It's kind of weird. It's a CR10S, and I've also got a bad fan in it, so the thing's loud as anything. I've moved the control board. It's hanging up underneath the box, or hanging up underneath the frame. The frame's lifted up, so it doesn't have that control box sitting off to the. Which makes the whole thing a lot more compact. But yeah, I've got to go and basically get the crossbar realigned, and trim it up that way. And it's not in a place where I really want to work on it right now.
That's fair.
Because, for the amount of effort that it took me to do that, I got the other Ender 3 Pro up and running, and it's printing.
Yeah, that's hard to figure out. Like what deserves more of my time if my goal is to simply be producing things.
Yeah. And the Ender 3 over by my desk is purely a pet G machine now. I went ahead and I mean, it's the one with the direct drive and the so I could do ABS on it, but I'm not going to do it next to my desk in the house without a box.
That's fair.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll probably need to disappear for a bit. It's good catching up. I have some homework that I need to finish, and it is actually due tomorrow, so I can't put it off any farther.
But I mean, as long as you get it done before it's actually due, and the guy who turns it in at 1 minute before it's due is just as complete as the person who turns it in 8 hours before.
Due tomorrow, due tomorrow. Well, see, I've been doing that all the previous assignments. This one's going to take longer. So I have to start earlier.
Okay. Yeah, I need to go to bed too. I ended up working until about 7:30 tonight.
Oh, that's pretty late. Considering you start working really early.
Yeah, I started about 7:30. So I mean,
Yep.
7:30. So today was a 12-hour work day.
Oh. Oh. Probably not much of a change of scenery either.
No, not really. Except it was raining and gray all day. So, but you're in the Pacific Northwest, so you know what that's like.
I do. But when I don't get it as often, it's nice. So, like, getting rain in California is actually really, really nice. Oh, I will put something fun in the chat. I thought this was super cool, and if you like cable-driven mechanisms, oh my god, this thing is awesome.
The unusual robot joint.
It's a cable drive with gear reduction and no backlash. It is crazy cool, but yeah, this is probably like the highlight of my week, I must say already. Okay, no, the week has been pretty okay. This is one of the highlights of the week.
Have you seen the Haddington Dynamics Dexter?
Yes, I know.
You kind of just faded out there.
Yeah, so I think my battery is finally getting low on these headphones. That could be why I'm not hearing everybody consistently. But yes, I have seen the Haddington Dynamics. It is pretty cool. I feel like if I were to build my own robot arm, I would do some things differently. That's not to say that they did a bad job. They did a great job. I just don't know what I would do with a robot arm, so I can't justify building one yet.
You could give it a katana.
I've seen videos with that.
Hey, speaking of arms and things, that what was it that? What do you call that? Like the tentacle thing, or that you had built?
The tentacle?
Oh yeah.
What do you call that?
I just call it a two-stage tentacle mechanism.
Oh, okay. Anyway, did you ever put steppers on that?
Oh, somebody asked me, or a good friend of mine asked me this. Yeah, like today. Yes, but they were not powerful enough. So, depending on the orientation of the stepper of the tentacle, it would skip steps. I mean, there were a couple. Basically, the time that I decided to put stepper, the way I decided to do it was bad, and I should have done it differently. Maybe over the summer I will change it.
Gotcha.
But it is super cool. It will happen.
Yes, but if you do that, you have to build it into a backpack, and you have to have 4 of them.
Okay, so there is like a limit. There's like a torque limit that the steppers would have. Well, this is why the thing that I posted is so cool, because it's a backlash-free mechanism for gear reduction for things that don't have to turn 300 for things that don't have continuous rotation, which the tentacle does not.
So there you go.
So that's why I was super excited about it. I was like, holy crap, that's like a really classy way of getting really nice backlash-free gear reduction. All the stuff I just said.
Well, there you go. Now you can build your lab assistant tentacle arms.
Have it serve you gas.
I was thinking more of like,
Fusion?
Yeah, fusion. We're working on a fusion plant. Yep.
Okay, this is the
Dr.
only video I
Octavius.
have. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, he put 4 of them in a backpack. There you go. Dr.
Still
Octavius.
nothing. Oh, I just need oodles of time, which I don't have.
Just don't have a child. You'll have even less.
Well, I've replaced child with grad school. It is not helping.
There you go. Grant. There you go. You need a grant.
I need a grant.
Yeah. A grant lets you work on things like this.
That's true. I need money.
Just get a Patreon.
I don't know. I'm not convinced. I don't know. I knowing myself, I'm someone who is like at risk of burning out occasionally, and I don't see myself being able to consistently take someone's money and do something fun with it on a steady basis.
Isn't that what a job is? Except you
Well,
don't always get to do something fun in that job.
yeah. So you trade the fun for the consistency.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, some jobs are fun most of the time.
No. Been there, done that. That's it's one of my side gigs. So, yeah.
Having a job?
No, it's part of the. Yeah, it's so. I'm part of a group that does essentially continuity tech support for a science fiction author. Where we look at we basically try to make sense of what he wrote, and we do other things like, well, we did an encyclopedia for the universe, and we're working on the second one. But when you're having to write a book on a deadline, it's exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we're a bunch of sci-fi guys except we're not really sci-fi guys because got a pretty broad background in the group. Robotics, naval officers, army officers, submarine warfare people, electronic warfare people, high energy physics, a couple of astronaut candidates, things like that. Historians, and we're trying to make sense of David Weber's Honorverse stuff. So this is pretty intense if you haven't read any of it. I have no idea what I downloaded. Where is it? Okay.
All right. I need to kick myself off before I let it get too late for me, because
You should do that.
It's time to do work. Darn it. There you go.
Go do work.
All right. Cheers, everybody.
Night.
Bye.
Good night.
You too.
So I did a whoopsie and forgot to include an extruder fan. So mid calibration, I was like, oh shoot, and tried to jerry rig something while it was going.
Oops.
Yeah. I hope I didn't mess something up in the extruder. I will be upset with myself.
Alrighty, bedtime for me. Guys have a good night.
You are wise. Good night.
Have a good night. Alright, there we go. Let's try this one time. There we go. Now I have a properly functioning sixth tool heater.
Oh, good.
I chose something kind of far out there so it wouldn't conflict with any real tools I might construct in the future because I wanted to leave it in there. For sure is a lot of trouble to have to do this workaround.
Yeah.
But I guess on the flip side, if it's between not having Duet 3 and having Duet 3 that they're going to continue to work on features, then I guess I would pick having the Duet 3. So can't complain too much. I'm confident that they'll have the problem solved eventually. Oh, you know what I should do? While I'm running this auto-tune, I should probably prepare the cables for the 2 new stepper motors.
Yeah, that would do it.
Although after the first one finishes, I probably will do the second one tomorrow.
Okay.
So I can go to bed. Ugh, I just realized that I'm gonna have to... Yeah, ugh. I just realized I'm gonna have to, heat shrink the cable and blah, 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 blah. You know, all of the stuff that's involved in making a cable. And making it pretty. Oh. Yeah, I got in a case of Microfit Junior connectors to go along with my Microfit 3 connectors, so I can do some larger gauge wires. there's definitely a couple times where I would have liked to use something a little bigger than the Microfit 3.0s while I was building the Jubilee originally.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go to bed.
Me too. As soon as this auto-tune finishes, I am asleep.
All right. Well, have a good night.
You too.